What I'm interested in discussing today is essentially the chain rule, okay? And I plan to do it via an example. So the chain rule of differentiation, or you can say an extension of a product rule, in fact. The chain rule of differentiation. Okay, now let me just take you through a function which is in terms of sign, and essentially y is given to us as sine cube t, sine cube t, okay, y equals to sine cube t, or I might just call it sine t whole cube, it's one and the same thing, okay. So y is in terms of t, y is in terms of t, and I need to find out dy by dt. I need to find out dy by dt. Now, how can I do that directly? What I have is essentially sine t whole cube. Sine t whole cube. I know how to solve it for a polynomial like x cube, because I know that xn gives me, the derivative is nxn minus 1. But I don't have a simple x out here. I have a trigonometric function. I have a function inside this bracket. What do I do for that? Now, what we are interested in is dy by dt, and how I can find it? Okay, how I can find it is essentially by assuming sine t to be x. Okay, I have already written all that. So sine t to be x, then my y becomes x cube. Y becomes x cube. And just mathematically think about it logically. If I have to reach dy by dt and I have an x in between, how do I put it? I have an x in between, x which is a function of t, and y is a function of x, okay. Now, what do I do? Okay, so that means I have g of ft, and that's how I can reach dy by dt. That means what I can do is dy by dx into dx by dt. Essentially, that would just give me dy by dt. Mathematically, if you feel this is correct, that's what's logic. The logic is that when you have a function inside a function that you have to differentiate, you will have to consider the function inside as well. You will have to consider the function inside as well. So when I have sine t whole cube, so my x becomes sine t. That's a function inside. That's a function inside. That's an inside function. Sine t is an inside function because t is inside. G f t. So t is inside, okay. Y equals to x cube is the outside function because that's the g function. So y equals to x cube is the outside function. So dy by dx into dx by dt, dy by dt, which equals to dy by dx. So I can do dy by dx, right? Because y is a function of x, okay. So 3x square into dx by dt. X is a function of t. So I have cos t here because x is sine t. Now in place of x, of course I know that x equals to sine t. So I can just simply replace x by sine t and I get 3 sine t whole square into cos t. So essentially what we are doing is that in case you have f of t, so what you are doing is you are taking the derivative of g, okay, continuing with the derivative of f as well, okay, continuing with the derivative of f as well. So that's what is happening. You are taking the derivative of g, continuing with the derivative of f as well.